The prologue of the Lidl Deutschland Tour had been lightning quick, 2.9 kilometres, and it had been Jonathan Milan who set the fastest time. But it would be close, extremely close, and particularly between him and his own teammate, Mads Pedersen. Ganna was unable to beat it, as were the other fast men, and Jonathan Milan set himself the target of hanging on to that blue leader's jersey going into the first road stage between Schweinfurt, exactly the same location for the prologue, in the direction southwestward of the city of Heilbronn. It was warm, a light wind blowing in the face of the riders all day, but nothing enough to slow them down. What it would do would encourage an all-German breakaway. 4 riders would go clear, in fact, to take on this terrain. Not overly lumpy, and probably the most likely of the stages to come down to a big bunch sprint finish. Could Lidl-Trek hang on to the jersey? The 4 German riders in the breakaway would survive with a decent lead to contest the first sprint of the day. Anton Lehnemann of Bike Aid getting the better of his 3 breakaway riders, all from the same team as well, the Lotto Kernhaus team. And Lehnemann would do it again at the first of our mountains points to take 3 points and the overall lead, of course, in that King of the Mountains classification. However, he had 3 riders from the same team with him, Nick Bangert, Mauro Brenner and Ben Jochum, all from Team Lotto Kernhaus, and they had a plan, it turned out today. I was unaware of what the plan was until I realised that Nick Bangert actually comes from Heilbronn and was saving himself for a last-minute dash. We weren't quite there just yet, but he did manage to get points in the last sprint point of the day and would set himself up for a last late hurrah. Up until that point, Anton Lehnemann had been looking the strongest in the breakaway. But as I say, one rider had been sitting on. Lidl-Trek and Gabriel Kazir had been chasing hard all day. Mads Pedersen looking impressive at the front, and in the breakaway, they were just doing their best to keep things cool. And then this moment, Nick Bangert taking off, having been sitting on, looking like he was swinging a bit. What he was actually doing was saving himself. The man who was born in Heilbronn was going to ride over the last climb solo by himself, knowing he'd taken points again at that sprint point too, and would survive to see the city in which he was born. It was a wonderful moment for the young German riders as gradually everyone was fed back into the peloton that was looking increasingly focused on a Lidl-Trek win. Bit of a nasty crash that took out quite a lot of the Total Energies riders and Georg Zimmermann as well. There'd be a chase to get back in, but they would get back in. And then the flat fast finish began. Lidl-Trek trying to keep control of things, but they would not have it all their own way, because we had one more nasty kicker on Jägerhaus where it would start to distance some of the fast men, Max Walscheid included. Some of them, though, would get back on. Jürgen Nordhagen, the young Norwegian, looked particularly good for Jumbo-Visma, as did Tobias Johannesson, who was trying to get that bonification sprint, the only one in Donnebrunn, and he would too. Tobias Johannesson of Uno X getting those 3 bonus seconds ahead of Jürgen Nordhagen and Archie Ryan. The best of the climbers out to play. Where is Jordi Meeus though? Look out for Meeus to go for a long one if he can. A lot of leaning on shoulders. Christoph managing to thread his way through to be on the back wheel, I think, by the looks of it, of Mads Pedersen. Christoph in a great position on the wheel of Pedersen, and we're ready to launch as well as they come towards the finish. Oh my goodness me, the green jersey of Mads Pedersen on the inside. What has Milan got left? Look for the blue jersey. Jonathan Milan has launched. He is in full flight right now. Jonathan Milan looking untouchable. Gleb Saritza on his wheel. Can they get near him? Meeus is just behind him. No, he's done it. Oh my goodness, the way he's ridden these final few kilometres, that man has got watts to spare for fun. Jonathan Milan, don't do it the easy way, do it the hard way, and we love it.
Was tough to go over this climb, to stay with the first group, but then we really managed to go with Dan, with Alex, with Tom, and then in the end also with Mads, so it was really special victory for us.
Jonathan Milan, 2 stage wins in 2 days, and of course that 10-second bonus. Great ride by Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe's Jordi Meeus, but in the end, a couple of bike lengths between this man and the rest. So that would be the general classification going into day 3, stage 2. Jordi Meeus at 9 seconds after picking up those 6 bonus seconds on the line. Jonathan Milan, of course, leads in every classification except the mountains classification, although I suspect if he'd chosen to go for that, he might have just got it himself. Santiago Buitrago is leading on the same number of points as Lenneman as well. That will be a fascinating battle going into tomorrow. Best young rider, of course, is Jonathan Milan, as he's only 23 years of age. It's going to be quite the battle tomorrow to see him defend it. Make sure you join us for that at the Deutschland Tour.